Alright, if you're looking for a fun little runaround SUV before they were called SUVs, four-wheel drive, seating for four, short wheelbase, easy to cruise around, light off-roading, stuff like that. But you want that classic look, late 80s, 1989 Ford Bronco II, check it out. So I stopped over at service and got our records on this one and what we've done. So when this came in, it had sounded like a lifter tick. We did some work to it. We did an oil filter change. We did a head gasket lifter, head bolt and valve spring replacement. Looked like a valve spring broke, so we did some replacing there. Checked the AC, vac, and charge system to spec. And then we did front wheel seal. Front lockout hubs were not working. New hub lockouts packed and repacked wheel bearings. Fuel filler hose was leaking on the ground. We did a filler hose, inner filler hose liner, fuel level sender, and a new lock ring and seal. And then power steering was leaking, so we did a power steering pressure hose replacement. And then the passenger window regulator needed replacing, so we replaced it. That's the stuff we did on that. We are in a 1989 Ford Bronco II, powered by a 2.9 liter V6, an automatic overdrive transmission. Selectable four-wheel drive. You have some cute little hubs that you can turn to lock them in. Then you have a push button transfer case here. Pretty well set up rigs, Eddie Bauer edition, so it has all the nicer stuff. 1989 would have been almost the end of the Bronco II. But starts up, runs good. We'll go through functionality, show you what's working, what's not, and then we'll go for a drive. All right, tilt wheel. We'll tilt it. I probably want to tilt it up for you. So it tilts at the top of the column, not the whole column. Some people like that more, some don't. I think it's kind of a cool feature. All right, so headlight, clearly missing the knob. Park, headlight, high beam is on the stock for the wipers. Forward to leave them on, to you to have them on momentarily. Park off. Rear defrost is controlled right here. And all wires are present, connected, should work. Indicator does work. On is on the right, left is on the left, or off is on the left. It does have a wiper. Cycle that on one time, and it does work. Low constant, and then push further to wash, and that works. Awesome. Left is off. Power windows. Tinted windows. Very nice. We have some scratches shown here. It's below the window tint. Passenger window works. No scratches on that one. Back glass is factory tinted, kind of a amber with a mirrored outward. Very 90s, very 80s, 90s. Super cool. Dome light works. You just rotate the headlight knob to the left. That's a stiff one though. There you go. Parking brake. It works. No indicator. Release. Works. Power locks. Passenger door goes down, as does the rear one. Driver door does not. So you will want to hop out, push that down. Power locks on the others. Small console here, not too bad. Definitely not a Ford product, but a very nice one. Here's our headlight knob. What else? Wipers, push in to wash. You can hear the pump. No fluid. We had fluid in the back. Alright, well, we will ask service about that one. It is then variable speed all the way up to low constant, and then high constant, and then back to variable and off. Signals are also on this stock. Left one, right one. Indicators work, flasher is functioning. Tilt, back down. Horn does not work. Your cruise control is controlled here. Set, coast, cancel, if I remember right. Cover is missing for this button. Cover is missing for this button, but we will try it out. Cool cover, kind of goes with the wood grain. Feels rather new. Steering wheel looks to be in good shape. No tears. We do have some wear up here on the top. Oh, there it is. That's what the cover's for. Foam showing on the top up there. Someone obviously drove around like this all the time. And that brings us to miles. Showing 78,458 miles. It's a good amount for one of these. Definitely a fun driver. You know, maneuverable, simple. These are cool. Aftermarket radio that I could not get the power on. There is some speaker wire, as you can find it, going to this door speaker and then to the back. You can kind of see it sticking out. So radio would need some diagnosing and a possible rewire, as I don't believe in '89 they had plugs. I think you had to actually cut and wire in your own radio. As a kid, that was one of my first projects getting into cars, messing with changing the radio on a truck. Heater's working great. I got it on floor and defrost, warming up. It's pretty chilly this morning. AC pump was cycling, as you saw under the hood. We'll just give it full AC. You have to push the knob in to turn on the AC. And we will want panel, which is your vents. Warm air right now. Let that run a while. You can hear the compressor cycling. Got visors, mirror for the passenger, driver, no mirror. You do have some four-wheel touch drive procedure. I wonder. Nope. We have manual hubs. The auto hubs of the time, late 80s, were a little different. You would put it in four-wheel, and I think you would back up about 6 feet. And then you would drive forward and your hubs would be engaged, and then the same to disengage once you were back on pavement. You hit two-wheel, back up a good 6 feet, pull forward, and they should be disengaged. All right, glove box. Nothing in there but a lug nut. Honestly, just one lug nut. All right, well, let's go for a drive. Shoulder bell. There we are. Retract's a little sticky there. There you go. All right, reverse. Oh, let's go 4 high. There you go, reverse. Drive. That works. Now here's 4 low. Neutral. Brakes. 4 low. We'll know here and drive if we're in Fort Low. I think we're still in too high. For low, you would be just creeping. We'll get on level ground and we'll try it again. Shorter wheelbase car. Being a 4-wheel drive, you feel like you're sitting up pretty high. These were tippy cars, but we're on stock setup, no modifications. This is great. All right, level ground here. Come to a stop. Put it in neutral. Low range. 4 high. Okay, 4 high works. There's our low range. Okay, reverse and low range. You can feel the excessive amount of torque now. Neutral and drive. Here's first. That's just off the gas. So that's crawling. you get stuck somewhere, or deep snow, or something like that. All right, back to neutral. And we'll kick 4 range off, or low range off, 4-wheel drive off. Back up just for good measure. There we go. What a cute little daily driver, 4-wheel drive. Is pretty neat, especially with the Eddie Bauer and all the heritage the Bronco has now. This is cool. Alright, there we go. Comfortable driver. Previous Bronco before this was very rough, leaf spring front and rear. This one is coil front with a twin I-beam design. Makes for a much more well-mannered street vehicle. So some initial things you'll notice driving this down the road right away is that front axle, the way it's set up, the way the steering functions. They put a slower steering box in these to help reduce with rollovers. If you think of an over-responsive steering wheel, you're more likely to jerk and go a lot further than you expect, thus the rollover. And then you have twin I-beam with that. So as you go over a bump, the axle is doing a scissor motion. Sorry, I didn't realize that was red. So you feel the effects of that. Not bad, it's comfortable. It's just a different feel than what you may be used to from a newer vehicle perspective. Disc brake fronts, drums rear, I'm sure. Stopping power is handled just fine. Smooth acceleration, transmission feels good. Engine does kind of have a rough idle. I'll bring that to service's attention. That's all I can do. You know, they estimate it, see what it needs, and then they either get it approved for repair, or they leave it as is. Some of these classics, you know, you run into those issues. This thing runs great, drives good. I'm gonna cycle the AC back on now that we're under acceleration. Let you know how it feels. Much cooler already. We got about 45 degrees outside this morning, 47. This should be a little colder than that. It's cooler, keeps getting colder. If I had a temperature gauge, I could tell you if it's any cooler than 45. But functions, works. We know the compressor works. We can see that in the video. Now cruise on set. Get up to 55 and try again. Pop up on either side down there with the turn signals. Brakes work good. Downshifted nice. Good acceleration. Battery gauge shows we're charging. Oil pressure's right and normal. Coolant's on the lower side of the middle, right where you want it. Fuel gauge does work. I topped off with 2 gallons today. And it clicked off, so it's already full. Aside from the radio and the windshield washer fluid. Alright guys, well, that'll do it. 1989 Ford Bronco II. 78,465 miles. 6-cylinder automatic. Overdrive. Eddie Bauer, good condition. Check it out at frankmanmotors.com. Any questions, hit that I'm interested button on there, or just give us a call. We love to answer questions, take some more pictures for you, get you the info you need, and then we can ship nationwide, worldwide even sometimes. We got a guy on site, he's real good at it. We coordinate with some of the best shippers. Otherwise, YouTube, give me a like, subscribe, and follow. Watch another video if you got some time. And we will see you on the next one.